What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Sticks and Beers podcast. It's your boy Bobby D, joined with only Tyler Hickey tonight. It's Memorial Day weekend, where you've been scrambling for some scheduling purposes lately. You know, new jobs. Basically, the weather's finally starting to get nice, so we're
great weekend. I had a nice cookout. Got some sun yesterday.
Me too.
Got a little burnt.
My entire left side of my shin is just smoldering, and then the entire right side is just pale like a ghost. So
you gotta face that sun straight on, man. You gotta, you don't want any tan lines there.
I blame the sun on that one because I was sitting still on a gorgeous wooden chair that my dad had built out at the cottage for us. So I blame the sun and the way that it was shining its rays down on us. But like I said, it's just the two of us, Tyler and I, tonight. So we're going to try and keep you guys entertained as much as possible for this podcast. We only got one beer since there's only two of us. I just grabbed a couple of Sip of Sunshines by Lawson's Finest Liquids. This is a great beer. I've had it before. Suggest it for any of you guys listening at home. Cheers, Tyler.
Cheers, buddy.
Just like the old times.
OG's back at it again.
Oh, this beer is so good.
So it's simple.
Yep.
Got a nice little citrusy to it.
So, what's on the docket for today? We're going to recap the Western Conference Finals. Since last time we had podcasted, Carolina had already been swept, pretty much. But the Western Conference Finals hadn't even started yet. The East were pretty much... I don't even know what happened last time we pod.
No. Well, St. Louis they were tied 2-2, I think.
Okay.
In their conference in the series with San Jose, and then obviously they won the last two games and got St. Louis Boston right now.
Yeah.
So
before we get into that, any final thoughts on the San Jose St. Louis series?
Craig Berube is coach of the year.
Do you think so?
I mean, at least in the playoffs, because he got him past that miscue. I'll just say it's a miscue of the refs, and that overtime goal in was it game 4? No, game 3.
The hand pass.
Yes. That overtime goal. He got him off of that, and then they won the next 3 games, close out the series, and they played phenomenal, and they just beat up on San Jose. So good for him. He got him. They faced the facts. They're like, all right, screw this. We got screwed. Let's go out the next game. And they just kept rolling. So good on him for getting the boys going.
So, what do we think happens with the San Jose Sharks? Because they got a couple big names up for
they got like 4
unrestricted free agency.
Yeah.
But then they got some important RFAs too.
Oh yeah.
I.e. Timo Meier.
Mm-hmm.
So
Kevin LeBanc also.
Yeah, let's talk through that organization, and obviously Doug Wilson's a very good GM.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been known for getting they call him the dentist, apparently.
Yes. Yeah.
So he's always known to get the best out of his deals.
Yeah.
What do we think happens there?
I mean, you just look at their team. Like, not a lot of people leave.
Right.
Like, I mean, Marlowe left, but that was over basically a year, in his contract. But I mean, obviously, like Jumbo Joe is gonna be there if he wants to be, and I think he does still, because he's just a guy that just wants to play and be in the room and stuff. And like you see, like how his salary over the past couple of years, they try to go after, like 2 years ago, when they lost Marlowe, he took a bigger cut piece of the pie at like $9 million, I think, just because they had it. And last year he took less so they could try to get JT. So I think that he'll probably take less again this year, probably like $2-3 million around there, hopefully. And then they got Pavelski, who's, I mean, they let Marlowe go. So, I mean, if Pavelski's not really going to work with them and take that hometown discount, I could see him being gone. But they're definitely going to try to sign him.
I think he's staying.
Yeah. He's just sounds like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
and he's incredibly effective he'll be 35 at the start of next season, I believe.
Yes, yeah.
And he scored almost 40 goals this past season.
Yeah, he's just going to have to take probably a little pay cut. Because, I mean, they're going to go hard after Carlson to re-sign him. But I don't think he stays, honestly, at this point.
I think he's gone.
Yeah.
He's not a Western Conference player.
Yes.
And his body showed that.
Oh, yeah. And these injuries are really going to... I mean, some team will really give him the max at 11 years by 7 years, or 11 million by 7 years. But I don't know. I mean, talks of him going to Tampa. I mean, obviously he's going to have to take a pay cut there, but we'll see what happens with him. It'll be very interesting.
Yeah, but we don't even need to talk about the financial situation that's down in Florida and stuff like that. So they can underpay, but it's not underpaying.
Yep.
But they will have to do surgery on that team because, like, what do you think they value more? Do you think they value one of the best right-handed shot defensemen in the league, or someone like Braden Point who's going to potentially put up the same amount of numbers again?
I think they value Point more
because he's younger.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's their guy, and he's more cost controlled at this point. But I mean, like, Carlson would just be the gravy. They're like, all right, well, we got all our guys in the mix now. Let's give Carlson a call, see what we can do, maybe try to fit him in. But I mean, like, there'll be a lot of moves there over the summer to fit everybody in.
That's why we love the offseason so much here at the Sticks and Beers podcast.
Craziness, chaos.
None of our teams ever go far in the playoffs / even make the playoffs.
Yep.
So this is our playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Especially both of our teams.
Draft.
Good draft selections.
Yep.
Stick around, folks, because this pod, we're going to be talking about our top 5 buyout candidates. And then in the future, Tyler and I are going to be doing more off-season scheduled events. In a couple weeks, we'll be doing a draft preview, and then we'll be doing a free agency preview. So we're going to basically streamline all of our future pods over the summer with the off-season events. So stay tuned to your off-season calendar.
Oh, yeah.
But the season's not over yet.
Nope.
But before we get into our Stanley Cup preview, we need to finish this Carlson talk.
Okay.
Where do you think he's going? What do you think he's doing?
I think he goes back out east. And going where?
Give me your head pick and then your heart pick.
No.
So 2.
All right, well, both of them. The Buffalo Sabres, obviously, they're the best team. But, all right, my head, I think he's going to Tampa. Because I think, like, he's boys with Hedman.
Mm-hmm.
And that, or I don't know. Maybe, or like, Rangers been talking a lot just because Lundqvist. And he really fits in that New York lifestyle, I think. But I think those two are in the head. And then my heart, obviously, the Sabres, because he wants to put the next Erik Karlsson and Rasmus Dahlin.
Do you think there's any shot he goes back to Ottawa?
I wouldn't doubt it. I think there's a sliver, because his wife's from there, and there's just rumors that, like, generally like leaving and stuff. But happy wife, happy life, and
new coach. I don't think he likes playing for Guy Boucher.
I wouldn't either.
Pretty much entire new team since he's left. All young guys.
Problem with Mike Hoffman
and Thomas Chabot.
Yeah.
So they are in a much better place than when he left, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, and then they didn't offer him the max, or what is it? It would have be 7 years now, but they didn't offer him $11 million per. And before he left as a contract, so that might be the most he gets in the open market. So if that's his thing, then maybe he goes back there. I'd give it like a 15% chance.
Okay, it's not bad. So you're saying there's a chance?
Oh, there's definitely a chance.
We shall see. We will be eyeing that closely. Eyeing that very closely. Now let's jump into the Stanley Cup Final preview. St. Louis versus Boston. Heavyweight versus heavyweight. What do we think is going to happen? Game 1 is in less than 2 hours from now.
Yeah.
We'll have this audio podcast up just before then.
7 o'clock. Or 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock?
8 o'clock start.
I thought it was a 7 o'clock puck shot.
No,
Maybe the thing I saw was when they say it's 7 o'clock, but that's just the broadcast.
Oh, yeah, that's how they hook you in.
Then they get me.
Yeah. Just like the draft lottery.
Yep. Oh, fuck that.
No, we won't talk about that, though. But, yeah, I think I give St. Louis the head, or the whatchamacallit, the lost of words right now.
You're leaning towards St. Louis?
Well, yeah, that overall, but I give them the edge in being a heavier team. I think Boston's they play really fast, and the guys aren't afraid, but they're not necessarily heavy.
Right.
They have Backus and DeBrusque, big guys, Pasternak, but like Marchand, Krejci, who's the guy in the fourth line that Sean Corrali.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're not big guys. They're not afraid to go in the corners though. So I give St. Louis a little edge on that, and they're gonna have to use that to their advantage over the speed of Boston.
Where is it's in Boston tonight, right? The first two games?
Yep.
Okay. What do we think after game 2? What do we think the record's going to be as a series?
After game, I think it'll be 1-1. Tonight's going to be a real sloppy game. They've been off for a while. It's going to be really physical. They're just trying to hit each other.
For Boston, St. Louis has only been off for a few days, right?
They've been off since Tuesday.
Holy shit.
I mean, it's like there was only like a 2 or 3 day difference between their series ending. But it was probably like 3 or 4 maybe. But
I feel like that series just finished.
Yeah. And it's been this weird layoff, I don't know how they can just start on Saturday or something. And,
right.
That's still 4 days is a perfect amount of time of rest. But when we get in that week period, that's when things start getting a little rusty, and we'll see how they come out. But I mean, Boston's got the vets, so they know how to do it. But I don't think it's gonna be a very clean game tonight.
St. Louis doesn't not have vets either. I mean, that is a very vet heavy team, just not Stanley Cup Final vet presence.
Oh yeah.
So
it's gonna be interesting. I mean, their defense cores, I say they're pretty even.
You think so?
Maybe a slight edge on St. Louis side.
I would agree with you.
Because Parenko and Petrangelo, and they don't even have Vince Dunn in the lineup. So
what about goalies? The hot-handed kid versus the.
Well, I would say Rask is hotter right now.
Well, they're both hot. I was just going for the hot-handed kid versus the heavy vet.
And Binnington, he after that hand pass goal against San Jose, it was just he lost his cool. That's the first time we've ever seen him really lose his cool, and he regrouped. He got a shutout the next game. He pulled himself together. So I don't know. I give Rask the slight edge because I mean he was a backup for when they won in 2011, and he was there when they lost in 2013. So, and he's been good all playoffs.
What do you think is Jordan Binnington's number? Because he's an RFA this year.
Mm-hmm.
After this incredible run he's had, what do you think his number is going to be this year? Or do you even think St. Louis signs him? Do you think someone will come in
offer sheet him
or just trade and sign?
Maybe. I mean, it's hard to go with that guy, especially when Jake Allen's been such a polarizing player for them. So I see him going back with these two again next year.
I mean, how can you not?
Yeah, and I think he gets a 2-year, $4.5 million per, because he's not a known quantity, and obviously deserves some money. Just
pretty good payday.
Yeah,
for playing half a season, pretty much,
and saving their season too.
Goddamn right. And saving my playoff pool, sort of.
Fantasy.
Climbing back up. Might get into the top 3. Just right in the back of Jordan Binnington. He got me over 10 points, I think, in the conference final round.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He just 4 wins. Shutty.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Definitely have to change it around next year, but
yeah, it's all right.
Yeah,
it's what it is.
Yeah.
So when we look at, obviously Boston has their top line.
Mm-hmm.
St. Louis doesn't have that.
I think they do. I think it's starting to click right now.
You think it's as good as that?
Well, no, it's not as good, but I think they can match up.
Well, I personally think St. Louis is deeper than Boston on the front end.
Yep.
And they, like we had mentioned a couple minutes ago, they're true heavies. I mean, Pat Maroon, and I don't even know who else is.
Maroon, Bozak, they play heavy games. O'Reilly plays a heavy game. Tarasenko does. Schwartz isn't big, but he
plays heavy.
Yeah,
he's like a Brad Marchand.
Yeah, Shin, he'll hit everything too. So I mean, they got the guys, but I mean, I'm really interested in the O'Reilly versus Bergeron matchup. That's how I would go for it.
I fucking love those types of matchups.
Oh yeah,
only us true hockey nerds would appreciate fantastic defensive players who also are sick.
Yes. Well, I mean, that's the perfect player though.
They're nothing flashy.
Oh, both of them kind of are.
Well, they are, but they're not.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
They're smart, and it makes them look very, I guess, better, right?
Yeah.
Because they know they're always in the right spot. they always can have their chances because they're always in the right spot, and
Right.
and they can play off each other, and they can play off the other guys' lines, and
I can't think of a hockey comparison, but as we all know, any OG listeners of this podcast, this used to be the Sticks and Balls podcast, half hockey, half soccer. There's an American soccer player who plays for the San Jose Earthquakes named Chris Wondolowski. He is a striker, and there's nothing flashy about him. He just set the record in MLS this week with the most goals all time, and everyone thinks he's boring. Every goal he scores is a tap-in right in the 6-yard box, but that's because he's always in the right spot every time. He just knows where to be. He outsmarts everyone, and that's why we love players like Patrice Bergeron, Ryan O'Reilly. Hate players like Brad Marchand. Sticks and Beers podcast, the number one hating podcast of Brad Marchand. Heard it here first. I could say that because the two lover boys.
No,
aren't
I
here.
like Marchand.
Oh God, Tyler.
I think he's effective. You just got to find that line. He's so effective as a player.
Did you see the quote that John Moore, when he was talking about the locker room for the Bruins, and he said, "Well, basically the easy way to put it is that there's no dickheads." And I was just like, "Huh?" But obviously everyone knows that like if Brad Marchand's on your team, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
But he's a scumbag.
Yeah.
Out of the locker
room. He's
room.
a beauty in the locker room. And it's just what he is. He's made his little niche in the NHL right now. He's getting paid millions to do it. So
Yeah.
hard to argue with that.
So give me how many games it goes, then your winner, and then your Conn Smythe Trophy winner.
Ooh. All right, I got 6 games for St. Louis. Gonna be playing some Gloria on repeat. And Conn Smythe, I'm gonna have to give it. Oh God, it's so easy to give it to the goalie because it's just. But I'm gonna go with Jaden Schwartz.
He's has the best numbers pretty much in the playoffs so far, right?
He's got
At
goals
least for St. Louis.
Yeah. So I mean, and goals are what you judge people on. So I think it's gonna be him. He's gonna have another 4 tucks this series.
Wow. So another prediction added on to top of predictions already.
Hot take right there.
I agree with the team. It's always a toss-up with the games. I think it's going to go the distance. I agree with you. I think Game 1 is going to be sloppy, but I'm hoping it's like the fun sloppy, where it's going to be like 6-4 or like 7-4 with empty netter.
So. It's
not
be,
like
it's not going to be a goalie-friendly game.
No, I think you just see if throw shit at the wall and see if it sticks type of game. Plus Memorial Day, the Boston rink's going to be loud.
Yep.
It's
going to be buzzing.
So I think Boston walks away with Game 1. Because I think if it's one of those series that somehow opens up, I don't see it happening, but possibly just for Game 1 because of the lack of playing that's been going on. If it turns into a track meet, Boston, in my opinion, it will skate circles around St. Louis. But
you don't think St. Louis could keep up?
No.
Huh.
Maybe. We'll see. Depends on the matchups.
Yeah.
Depends on the matchups.
Yeah, but if you put that O'Reilly line with, I think he's playing with Sammy Blaze and Perron against that Bergeron line, and they can just kind of even it out, and then you get that Shen, Tarasenko, and Schwartz line that's buzzing right now against the Krejci line. I say that's a bigger matchup right there. Mismatch.
Man, this is. I was talking to one of my coworkers last week. To me, this is one of the most exciting, boring Stanley Cup Finals that I could think of, because it's gonna be great. The fact that a team, St. Louis has never won the Stanley Cup, right?
Yeah. Nope.
And it's their first time in 49 years since they've made the finals.
1970.
So that's great. They're sort
Boston Bruins.
They're like, yeah, I know. I don't know if NBC put it out or if it was the NHL, but the little promo video for the finals was amazing. And it started with Bobby Orr doing his Superman goal. But lost my train of thought. Team of Destiny, St. Louis for sure. But there's a Team of Destiny versus a
team that's done it before.
Sort of last year, not really.
Well, I mean, a lot of them have won that cup in 2011.
Well, I was just saying last year how like Vegas was like the team.
Oh, okay.
But then it's a bad comparison for Stanley Cup final. Bad comparison.
Yeah, it's more like San Jose Sharks versus Pittsburgh in 2016 or 16.
Either one of those series that Pittsburgh was in, Nashville.
Yeah.
So, this is a great series for us hockey nerds. We'll put it that way.
How so?
Just like what we were talking about.
Oh, okay.
Matchups, seeing Rhino, the best two Selke nominees in the league go at it.
I don't even know who the other Selke is. I forget already. Doesn't matter.
It really doesn't matter. It'll be future Nico Heischer, but that's...
Oh, all right. Here we go. All right.
Hearsay, naresay, whatever that figure of speech is.
Yeah.
I'm going St. Louis because I can't stand Boston. I want to see St. Louis win. I want to see O'Reilly win.
Don't say it.
I want to see it.
You want to see O'Reilly actually be happy to play hockey again?
Yeah.
I want to see Brett Hall tear it up after they win.
Whew.
Him going on like
and
a
Keith
bender. Oh, jeez.
And Big Walt.
Yeah, and what's the other guy's name?
Kelly Chase.
Yep, Kelly Chase.
All those guys
just going ham. And John Hamm.
And John Hamm going ham. Should be a good time.
Might see the wrench.
All right, folks. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we are gonna jump into some off-season chatter, starting with Tyler's top 5 buyout candidates, followed up by sobriety check, Tyler's trivia time. It is still him on the throne. Mm-hmm. That will be brought to you by Coach Tony's Hot Sauce. Stick around and stay tuned. Bye. Back, everyone. It's your boy, Bobby D. Second half of the podcast, joined with Tyler Hickey. We flew through that first half of our agenda real quick.
All business over here, boys.
Yep.
With the OGs.
We don't mess around when it comes to talking hockey. We don't mess around at all. But forgot to mention, proud sponsor of the pod, Miracle Flow. You can check out all their amazing products. I hear on the radar they have a couple new products coming down the pipeline. If you have amazing hair and need something to hold it up, Miracle Flow has got you. So go check out miracleflowhair.com for all the greatest hockey hair products ever invented. Miracleflowhair.com. But it's time for some off-season chatter. And Tyler and I were looking at the off-season calendar for the NHL before this podcast. And the first thing up on the docket, besides the Combine, which starts tomorrow and goes a few days down in Buffalo, down the road.
Oh, yeah.
So we get to see Jack Hughes hopefully do a pull-up.
I don't think he can.
You don't think so?
I don't think he does.
I think he can.
I don't think... Dude, if you look at him, he's
you want to bet?
Yeah.
He's been training for hockey forever.
Yeah, yeah, he probably does. Our development program has a good...
Yeah.
All right. I over under 5. Is that a number you want to, or we want to go like 3.5?
I will. Oh, are you're taking the under?
I'm definitely taking the under, but we want to set the limit at
4.5.
4.5.
I'll take the over.
All right, I got the under.
Deal.
Cheers. 6 wings.
6 wings.
All right.
You heard it here, folks. Everyone. I don't have the camera on. Oh no. But we're flying through the second half. All right. What we're talking about for the second half of the pod is Tyler's top 5 buyout candidates. He's come prepared with his pre-made playlist of players. So Tyler, in no particular order, whichever ones you want to do.
All right.
But no, it's a top 5. Start from 5, go to 1.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do anyways.
Okay.
All right, starting at number 5, Milan Lucic, the big grizzly bear out in Edmonton.
I know you got it, so hit everyone up with the cap hit.
Cap hit 6 for the next 4 years, $6 million.
So what would that buyout ish be? Or you don't? No, don't worry
have
about
to do the math. Crap. I mean, Cap Friendly has a buyout calculator, so if you're really interested, you can easily do it there.
I will pull that up while you keep talking.
I mean, things have gone absolutely terrible. Actually, it's really funny. So the top 4 free agents from that, it was 2016, I think, free agent class. Milan Lucic, Oposo, Louis Eriksson, David Backes, all got the $6 million for their AAV, and none of them have worked out. They all look terrible now. At least Backes had only like 5 years, so he's only got 2 more years left on that deal, but everyone else has 4, so good job, guys, GMs, for that.
Lucic would be on the hook until the 2026-2027
So
season.
double the term left.
Yep.
And it's 2/3 of what's remaining on the contract.
Definitely see that as a possibility, especially if Ken Holland comes in and just wants to shake stuff up.
Yeah. They they need the cap space. They need to get better, faster wingers. Like Lucic, he's effective, but with that $6 million tag, it's bad. It's a bad look. And I mean, everything right now is just you got to make McDavid happy.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do whatever you can because, I mean, sooner or later, he's a player. He's a team guy. He wants to be there.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have a personality at all. So
he's a robot.
yes, exactly. That's perfect. Just like Crosby. And if he doesn't start winning though, he's gonna get super frustrated, and then he's gonna ask for a trade. So it's just. I mean, obviously, it's going to look terrible either way if you buy him out or not. But I just think he's a long shot, but I think he's a definite possibility.
Before you move on to number 4, if there's a trade possibility, what types of teams do you think would potentially be in the market?
It's going to be you have to take another bad contract back because nobody just. I mean, maybe Arizona,
or they have to give a good pick or a prospect with Lucic.
Well, yeah, but you still have to take money back because. Unless it's really Arizona, because it's just they have the most cap room, or even Carolina. But yeah, I mean they're gonna package it with. I mean, Puljujärvi is obviously not working out either. So I mean that's an interesting piece, being the former 4th overall pick, and the first rounder. I don't think they're in touch. Evan Bouchard, I think he's untouchable for them on the back end they drafted last year. So definitely have to package them with something and. Probably take some money back.
Number 4.
All right. Scott Darling.
That's been rumored and / confirmed anyway.
It kind of confirmed. Not big with confirmed, but
okay.
I'm not gonna go with that guy who screwed up that one. I forget what it was. There was the Carlson to over the summer. But anyways, he's played a lot in the AHL. Past couple of years, he's been hurt. He's got 2 more years left on his deal, and Carolina is all about getting cheaper, and they found 2 good cheap options this year. So, to me, it's a lot to pay somebody almost $4 million in the AHL. So, even though they are going on to the Calder Cup Finals, so Charlotte they beat Toronto.
Yeah, they won last night. Double overtime.
Yeah. On another fluke play that the puck went out. I don't know if you saw this. The puck went out like 20 seconds before they scored.
Did it hit the net?
Hit the net and came back into play. Toronto broke it out of their zone, and then Charlotte sold the puck and came back and scored.
That's funny.
So it's a lot of controversy, rough plays going on in these playoffs. But yeah, I mean, Darlene, it hasn't worked out for him. Yeah, pretty promising, and they just gave him the contract too soon, it looks like. Going on to number 3, Brendan Smith for the New York Rangers. Another guy who spent a lot of time in the AHL past 2 years. They got a lot. I mean, they just signed Adam Fox, and they got Pionk, right?
Yeah, Nigel.
Another guy, young guy, and they got some. I forget the guy they got from Tampa though, the defenseman in the McDonald trade, but he's young too. He's been in the AHL, so they got a lot of young guys. They need to call up and get some ice time too, and they still have Mark Stahl there, so you don't really need those 2 veterans. So Brendan Smith buyout would save some room to either sign Panarin or Carlson. So
I'm looking up his
contract.
Yeah,
it's 2 more. He has 2 more years, and I think it's 4.35.
Okay. So he would be on the hook until the 2022-23 season. Yeah. With at least a 1.1 cap hit.
Yeah, it's not much, so you can save yourself a little bit there.
Yeah, and the Rangers will always be a cap team, pretty much.
Yeah.
At least going forward now.
Yep. I guess start saying the young guys. All right, second, my boy, Vladimir Sobotka in Buffalo. I believe this would be a mutually terminated contract.
Wow.
I think he's going to go back to Russia. I hope he goes back to Russia because see you later, buddy. He was terrible. and obviously he was misused. But I mean, we won't get on the coaching debate. But yeah, he already left for St. Louis to go to Russia once, so I mean, definitely possibility he can do it again. But if not, I think they definitely buy him out.
Mm-hmm.
Just they gotta get some younger guys in there. And it was just Al O'Reilly trade's just looking worse and worse, honestly, for us right now. Number one, our boy, local Ryan Callahan.
Mm-hmm.
I think he only gets bought out. Obviously, they're looking for trade options because they need to make multiple moves to, clear up cap space. So him getting packaged with like a Tyler Johnson or Klorn or even a JT Miller is possible to free up tons of cap space.
I've been seeing JT Miller's name around a lot. Why? Is it just because of his cap hit?
Yeah.
He had a pretty good year this year.
It was okay. Like, it wasn't like how he finished last year when he was playing with Stammer and Cooch, and they were all tearing it up. He was bounced up and down the lineup a lot. He couldn't really find a real space, but it was like, I think he had like 43 points or something. So he's just, somebody has to go, and I think he has more value than like Johnson or Killorn because he's just younger and a lot more potential. So
I still rate Tyler Johnson more than JT Miller, though.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
Is that a better player wise? Because he's still like.
Well, Tyler can play center too.
JT can too.
I've only seen him play the wing.
No, he plays center.
Oh, well.
He's try eligibility.
So
fantasy. So
Tyler Johnson.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. A couple.
If you're a Sabres fan, who would you rather have out of like Killorn, Palat, Tyler Johnson, JT Miller?
Miller, younger.
More
of a grinder.
If I was Botterill, I would absolutely. If they offered me Callahan with any of those four guys, I would say yes.
Yeah.
Because Callahan's gonna come into that locker room and
set everybody straight.
Exactly.
Hopefully. Because that's what they need, and he's got one more year left, so he can still play in the fourth line, play penalty kill, and just be able to get her out there. So, and that's what Buffalo needs.
It's exactly what they need.
So hopefully, Bots, you're on the phone as soon as you come back from the World Championships.
The Sabres need fourth line guys that can actually fucking play.
Yeah, not Vladimir Spoka.
No. We love Gergensons on the pod, but
I think he's fine on the fourth line.
Yeah.
He's just bad. Players look bad on a bad team. What can you say? Look at O'Reilly.
And good players look great on good teams.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Just gotta get better at Buffalo. Figure it out.
Yeah, figure it out. Basically, just win the lottery 2 out of the past 3 years like the New Jersey Devils did, so you could get 2 franchise centers, and then you'll be set, hopefully, for years to come.
Oh, we already got a franchise center. And our franchise defenseman.
Yeah, so do we.
We don't have a franchise defenseman.
Yes, we do. Ty Smith guy.
Don't.
Ty Smith, he just won CHL Defenseman of the Year, WHL Defenseman of the Year. He had 69 points. Nice.
Very nice.
He's the real deal. He is the real deal.
We'll see.
I want the Devils to trade for Jacob Trouba. Throw the bank at him. I don't care. In more ways than one. Literally him signing long term.
Yeah.
And at Winnipeg. But
he's the guy who's going to be on the move too.
Trouba?
Yeah, guaranteed. He doesn't play for Winnipeg next year.
Oh, I agree with you. I'm not going to bet against that at all. That writing's been on the wall for several years now.
Since he requested a trade.
Is it just money? What's going on with that situation? Because they're a really good team.
Because they have Buffalo there, and they're both right side defensemen, and I think Trouba's surpassed Buffalo now. But when his entry level came up, he wanted to be the number one defenseman, which he wasn't going to be. And he wanted to get paid like a number one defenseman, which they weren't going to do. So that's where he got a bridge and another bridge.
Do you think he's a number one defenseman, though?
Oh, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. He's like a Drew Doughty. Maybe not that high, but
so good, that type of number one defenseman.
Yeah, like good two-way guy. He's physical. He can shut down guys. He can run a power play. He's very, very solid all around. He can eat minutes.
I never really thought of him as a number one. I always thought of him as like a number one pair, but I guess I just haven't watched enough West Coast / Jets games.
Yeah, I think he can. I mean, you got to find the right partner for him, and Jason or what's his name, Morrissey.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were a great pair. They were mostly using a shutdown role, 5-on-5, but Chuba still played the power play.
Right.
So,
Well,
I think he has it in him. And if he gets that shot, then he did pretty good when Buffalo was hurt most of the year this year. So,
well, let's hope New Jersey trades for him then.
but he's coming to Buffalo.
Do you think Risto's gone? A little preview for our.
I don't know. I don't think so. With Bogosian and Pilot not being able to
If they
Bogosian
were
definitely,
healthy,
yeah,
it would be a different story.
yeah.
You think?
I think so. Unless if he gets traded, then we're definitely getting like a top 4, maybe top 6 defenseman coming back, right-shotted. If we trade him, so that's the only way I can see it, just to kind of balance things out and make sure we have enough defensemen there.
God, I can't wait for the offseason.
Yeah.
We both got no foot in the game for this.
Playoffs, yeah, for the
For the finals. So I'm just like, just skip it. Let's get over with it. Put an asterisk next to it.
Yeah, it's not the same when you don't really have we don't even have our secondary teams to root for,
Right.
Even third, and so it's definitely different for us. But
yeah, that's why I think I was extremely biased when I was saying this is going to be the most exciting, boring series.
Well, yeah, I'm definitely not 100% invested in it.
I'm not invested at all. I mean, we've known on the pod that Tampa's been my playoff team because New Jersey's been so bad
Same
lately.
here. Yep.
And they got swept early.
Winnipeg and
I love watching Winnipeg out west. I love watching.
Nashville.
That's really it. Yeah, Nashville. They got out early.
Yeah.
It's just been a tough playoffs for us, and especially our brackets. Congrats to Ando. Congrats to Ando for winning the Sticks and Beers bracket challenge. Domination. Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, he has Boston winning, I think. So he still has points available.
Well, the crazy thing is, my bracket, I think I'm tied for 4th or 5th or something like that. And I had one team in the conference finals left.
Yeah.
That's just how bad everyone's brackets were.
Oh, yeah. I was second to last. I had 10 points. One series win. There was a guy below me that had 0 points, so.
Do you think that's more impressive to win it or to get 0 points?
He gets 0. That's
like you're trying to fail.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody failed this one, so.
Yeah, that's true. You're just failing outstandingly.
Yeah, you're the best of the worst, buddy.
Congrats, pal.
Yes.
All right.
So, Ando, you're going to get some free merch soon.
He's already got some Sticks and Beers merch, so we'll have to think of something different for him.
We'll get something to him.
Yeah, you can never have enough free merch.
Exactly. I had 10,000 Tournament Beer shirts.
Hey, if you guys are listening at home, following us on social media, we got a box right next to the camera there. We'll just start giving shirts away for free at this point. We've had those shirts for almost a year now.
Yeah.
We pretty much only have larges and XLs left. So DM us on Twitter, on Instagram, Facebook, whatever you want. Just let us know, and we'll ship anything your way. Maybe you could just pay for shipping. That's the way to do it. That would be a nice, fair thing.
Or, screenshot that you subscribe to us on iTunes.
I like that idea better.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Slide into the DMs with that.
Yep.
We'll shoot you something. Maybe a little Coach Tony's if you're not from around here and you can't get it. We can get that to you, too.
Perfect.
Or Miracle Flow.
All the above?
Yes.
Maybe.
Just let us know. Slide into the DMs.
All we care about is how you're following us.
Yes. We will do anything.
We are sponsor sluts, and we are followee sluts.
Yes.
Do anything for the views.
Things.
Do anything for the views.
And you foot fetish freaks, that belongs to you, too.
Yeah,
don't tell us.
Yes, exactly. but with that, there's no easy way to transition out of that, Tyler. Sobriety check time.
Yes.
You're on the throne. You only got 4 questions this time.
Way to go, Kyle.
Kyle did not send any questions this way, and I have Greg's from last week when we were supposed to podcast. So you tell me whose you want and which category.
Let's go with Greg.
Greg's hockey or non-hockey?
Both. We'll do both. So, his 2.
Okay.
And then we'll do your 2.
What do you want to start with?
Oh, overall, let's do hockey.
Hockey. Okay. Tyler.
Yes.
Who was the first NHL team to win back-to-back Stanley Cups?
Ooh. It's obviously original 6.
It may or may not be.
You're talking pre-original 6?
I might be.
Oh, Jesus. All right. You know what? trying to throw me out the second here, but I'm gonna go with the Vancouver Millionaires.
Close. They were in it, but they lost back-to-back against Ottawa. So Greg here says, who was the first NHL team to win back-to-back Stanley Cups? Ottawa in 1920 and 1921, beating the Vancouver Millionaires. That's a sick team name.
Yes. It's just like a
Is that
football.
their maroon jerseys that they wear?
I believe so.
For like
With
the heritage,
with the V.
yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right. Well,
All
for
right.
one. Nice job, Greg. Too bad you're not here to rub it in my face.
Time for question number 2. Non-hockey. Sort of a math question. Sort of a vocabulary question. I think Tyler or Greg is really...
Trying to screw me on this?
Exactly. He knows your weaknesses. So, from numbers 0 to 1,000, that is your range. 0 to 1,000, how many numbers have the letter A in the word?
A? Jeez. Huh.
I'm just going to let the silence sit in.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give you
Wish I could spell words.
a 10-second. Five seconds.
I'm going to go 0.
Close again. Just 1. And is the last number in that range.
1,000. Oh, 1,000.
Yep.
Fuck.
0 for 2.
Idiot.
All right.
Idiot.
Now the pressure's really on me.
Yes,
Pressure's
it
really
is.
on me. I'll let you take a sip of that sip of sunshine.
Some liquid courage.
It's a delicious IPA for the folks who are just tuning in now. It's Sip of Sunshine we are drinking on the podcast. It's an IPA from Lawson's Finest Liquids. Keep cold, enjoy fresh, as it says on the can. Tyler.
Yes, sir.
There's been a lot of off-season moves so far and a lot of chatter with the Edmonton Oilers. There's also been a long time since they've last made the playoffs. What I would like to know from you is who was the captain of the Edmonton Oilers the last time they went to the Stanley Cup Finals?
Ooh. Sean Horkoff.
Incorrect. Jason Smith.
Jason Smith. Old man Jason Smith. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
That guy?
I didn't even know who it was. I saw it in a team photo when I saw highlights from that really bad Stanley Cup Finals. That was 2006, right?
Yeah, with Carolina.
Ugh.
When they beat the injured Buffalo Sabres.
I thought it was Sean Horkoff at first, and then I had to Google Edmonton Oilers 2006 Stanley Cup Finals captain.
Steve fucking Smith.
Jason Smith. 0 for 3, Tyler. Might be rotating. Let's see. You got one question left. And I'm going in my wheelhouse, U.S. history.
All right.
What year did the Louisiana Purchase occur?
Ooh.
I don't know why I've been fixated on this topic lately.
You just want to visit Louisiana or something, maybe?
I don't know. I'll give you this. I'll even help you out. I'll give you a 5-year window.
Okay.
Give me give me a year, and if it's within 5 years,
then you'll say yes?
sure.
Oh, okay. All right, I see. Okay. On either side? Or is it just... Am I giving you a year?
No, you give me a 5-year window, and if the actual date when it happened falls within it, then you're good.
All right. Crap. I know the last number is a 3. I know that.
Maybe.
I know that much.
Maybe not.
I'm almost positive that much. Crap. 1893 to 1898.
Incorrect. Very wrong. Sort of.
1903?
Oh, a century before then.
Really?
I was going to give you a hint and tell you which president was in the office at the time, and I was going to say that Thomas Jefferson was the one that signed it into action.
Oh, yeah.
It was 1803.
1803. I had the 3-part. Last number
You
was
did,
3.
which I was that frightening
I was
me.
thinking 1903, but I'm like, no.
No.
And then, all right, I'm done.
You are done.
Dethroned.
It was another good run. That was 3 pods in a row. Three, right?
Yeah, that's my third one.
It's impressive. You're better than the rest of us at this. We'll say that.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, all right, who's up next then? Is it Greg? Or no, Kyle. Kyle's up next, right?
It goes alphabetically in a very weird way. So it goes Drax, Greg, Hick, Kyle.
Yeah. So Dad's up next.
Dad is up next.
Next pod will be maybe the Stanley Cup Finals will be over. Maybe right at the end-ish.
We shall see. Yep.
Yeah. Should be good.
But like we were talking about earlier with the off-season calendar, the next will be the draft. Correct.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Draft. Then we do some little free agency.
Yep.
Some
we can combine
offer
those,
sheets.
We can combine those two together. Because I mean the draft trades always happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be a good leeway into
do draft and some trades and
hopefully some trades go down before then too.
UFAs and RFAs.
Yep. So everyone stay tuned because the Sticks and Beers podcast will be bringing you guys all the best off-season content, and look for us to be dropping some blog posts too. Tyler's going to be elaborating even more with words typed out.
And I will have them spell checked.
And our blog post.
So it won't be as bad as I speak.
At sticksandbeers.com. So go check us out there. You can follow everything on our website. Chris Labosco, our gracious voluntold graphic designer. He helps us out.
Is that a word, voluntold?
Yeah. You never heard that before?
Volunteer.
Yeah, but sometimes you're voluntold by like your parents.
No.
Wow, okay.
I mean, wrong person to be asking, but
all right. Fair enough.
Just making up words over there. I don't know.
Look for Lobo to be dropping some cool creative content for us. Also, maybe some top 5 best alternate uniform blog post type blogs from him. He is a graphic designer at the NHL offices. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not. I just did. Sorry, Lobo.
I don't know who Lobo is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I've said that like 7 times this podcast,
Yeah,
but
right.
it is what it is. All right, folks. It's been real. It's been fun. Always check out our sponsors, miracleflowhair.com and Coach Tony's Hot Sauce. So, you guys know the drill. Available in all local grocers in the Rochester, New York area. cthotsauce.com. It's summer season, baby.
Oh, God.
Today was Memorial Day. You got the 4th coming right up. Might as well just have a barbecue for the draft and for free agent frenzy. Always stock your barbecues with Coach Tony's Hot Sauce. It's the real deal. Heat and eat. cthotsauce.com. And with that, Tyler, it's been real.
It's been fun.
But it hasn't been real fun. As always, we'll see you next time.
See ya.